guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about you and how you are most likely blocking your blessings. And I'm tired. I'm real tired, and I get it. I totally get it because I've been there. I've been there doing that to myself, and I've seen my clients do it, and it just it makes me want to pull my hair out. And so I decided to come up here with this sort of PSA about stop doing this shit. Okay? Alright. Let's get started on way number one, how you are blocking your blessing. One of the ways that you are blocking your blessings today is by being afraid of the unknown. Of course, we're all afraid of what we don't know. But that doesn't mean we have to let it stop us. Hello, guys. Listen, do you know what sentence I hear all the time? I don't know if this is gonna happen. I don't know if I'm gonna even be able to reach all the way over there, so what's the point in even trying? Or I'm scared that if I become successful, then I won't be able to actually deliver, and they're gonna find out that I'm a fraud and I'm a fake, so why even, I can't, I'm not gonna do it. I do get it, but you can't stop yourself from doing something just because you're afraid of what can possibly happen. There are 1,200 different iterations of what could end up happening, and you don't know unless you actually go forth and try and do it. Don't stop yourself just because you don't think that you'll be able to achieve that, or you don't think that you'll be able to deliver once you're finally successful. Stop. Stop. Because if you pause now, then you're never going to be successful. You're never going to get there. I mean, you're just sat there with your anxiety and you're just worrying for literally no reason. You end up stopping the progression of achieving your dream, and you remain stagnant. And then you remain stagnant until you die and you're upset that you never did the thing that you wanted to do because you were afraid of whatever the fuck it was. Way number two that you're blocking your blessing is... Actually, honestly, this is the worst, the absolute worst out of everything that I'm going to say. I should have actually left it for last, but we're going to talk about it now. And it is when you actually go and you do the thing, but you don't even put all your effort into it. Why? Because you tell yourself oh, I'm not good enough, so why even bother? When applying for a job, it could be I'm not going to sit here and really take all this seriously because I'm not even qualified for the job anyway. Who told you that? I don't care what Indeed says. I don't care what Craigslist says. I don't care what the job posting says. I don't care what someone who's in the industry says. If you feel like you have some type of quality that would be good for this company, apply for the job. Apply for the job. Apply for the job. And when you do that, because you're going to do it anyway, just to be curious, just to see, right? But then you're not going to put in all of your effort. Put in all of your effort as if someone told you, hey, write this 100-word essay, and if you do that, you're going to get accepted to this school, and you're going to do this, that, and the third, and you're going to achieve all your dreams. That is how you have to go after everything. Put all of your effort into it so that you know for certain if it was actually you that was the reason why you did or didn't get to achieve that sort of thing. This happens to me all the time with non-job related stuff, but I'd be oh, I don't run fast. I see the bus is coming. The bus stop is over there. I'm not even gonna bother running because I'm not gonna make it anyway. And you know what happens? You know what happens? I sit there and I walk, and I'm still walking. I'm oh, interesting. For whatever reason, the bus is going slow. I don't know what outside forces are happening. I don't know what's happening in the outer world. So shit like that can happen. So I'm walking, and then I miss the bus by I don't know, 5-10 seconds. So had I ran that entire time, I would have made the bus. But since I told myself I'm not fast enough, I just walked there and I missed it by 5 seconds. With the bus example, you can see that visually happening to you in real life. But when you go out there and you put out your application for a job, you don't know by how much you could have missed the marker to have been qualified for the position. Or even if you're just let's say you put in your all in the resume, and you put in your all in the application and the cover letter, you do all of the things perfect, but then when it goes time for the interview, you're just why am I even bothering? I don't even know why they called me. And I understand, I get it, but try until someone just keeps knocking you down and tells you for a fact a firm, hard no. Keep going. Don't make that decision for them. By sitting here and not doing the thing, or by sitting here and not trying as hard, still completing the thing and not trying as hard, you're saying no for them. You're not even giving them the opportunity to see who you truly are and make that yes or no answer for you. And you know what ends up happening after all of it is that it ends up being a self-fulfilling prophecy. And you sit there and you tell yourself like, oh, you see, I knew I wasn't good enough. That's why I didn't get the job. No, you didn't get the job because you didn't try. You didn't put all of your effort into it. That's why you didn't get the job. It has nothing to do with, oh, well, you know, that shows I'm not good enough. That shows I'm not fast enough. That shows I'm not smart enough. No. It just shows that you blocked yourself from potentially getting something. I'm getting so lit up. I'm getting so fired up because this gets me so mad. And it's like I totally understand it, and that's why I feel like you really need to just hype yourself up for shit. You really need to use those stock nice phrases. Go back to episode 1 if you don't know what I'm talking about. Although my specialty is career transitions, I really value this whole personal development inner work because at the end of the day, it's the foundation for everything. Everything. You can have the best resume on the planet, you can have the most beautiful cover letter, you can have the best experience, but if you go to the job interview and your inner work isn't completed, it shows. And that's not really helpful. And that happens to a lot of people. It happens to so many people. And it's just like they are perfectly qualified for the job, but because they came off wrong, or because they weren't sure of themselves, because they weren't confident, they didn't get the job. If you don't come off as a leader, then you won't be hired for a leadership position regardless of all the amount of experience that you've already had. You get it? Okay. The final thing that people do in regards to blocking their blessings is going into a situation with a negative mindset or with a negative attitude. What do I mean by that? It's not just about like the vibe that you give off is like the vibe that people come back to. That is completely true, but that's not what I'm talking about today. What I'm talking about today is more of going into a situation and telling yourself that, oh, this is going to be so hard, or oh, this is going to be so boring. And you don't notice that you're doing it, but when you go into the situation and you're doing the thing, your brain is wired now to, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's wired to be able to now really highlight the things that are hard, or really highlight the reason why this is boring, and then you're just ruminating on that thought regardless of whatever else is going on at the same time. That's all you're thinking about is how hard this is, how boring this is, and then it just makes it so that you make the situation hard. It could be something that's not that difficult. It could be something that's, it ain't that serious, but you're making it that serious. It's like when you're in school and you're writing an essay. You're gonna go into that essay like, oh my god, I don't want to. It's gonna be so terrible. It's gonna be so hard. I have to write 10 pages. Oh my god. And then the entire time you're sitting there thinking about how hard it is. And then it's 5 hours before it's due. And you wrote nothing at all. And that's happened to me plenty of times. So please don't do that. And even just in regular social situations, like for me, I have anxiety when it comes to like really big social situations and I don't know anyone. So because of that, sometimes I go in and I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible. I'm gonna be awkward. It's gonna be terrible. The whole day, that's all I'm thinking about is it's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be terrible. Then I go to the social situation. I go to the party. I go to whatever it is, and now I'm awkward because I'm afraid that it's going to be awkward and it's going to be terrible. And I'm making the situation awkward because it's going to be awkward, it's going to be terrible. Versus going into the situation like, wow, this is a space with a bunch of like-minded people. I have something in common with them. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to connect on this. It allows me to go into the situation with a clear head. And I'm not trying to tell you like, oh, just be positive all the time, be happy, like just fake it till you make it. No. If it's something that you don't really want to do, completely valid. Or if it's something that makes you nervous, again, completely valid. Instead, what I want you to do is go into the situation with a completely neutral state of mind and just be open to the idea that the experience could actually possibly be positive. That way, your brain is triggered to be able to just pick out all the positive things versus immediately picking out all the negative things. And that way, it'll just allow you to just go in there with a blank slate and just be able to take a breath and not just hyper aware of all the negativity and hyper aware of all the boringness or the awkwardness or whatever it is that you're telling yourself about the situation. We can really be our worst enemy. And what I'm really trying to do is make it so that we don't have to, the goal is to be your very best friend. The goal is to be your best cheerleader, your best everything. But I know that stepping stones are needed. I'm trying to make it so that we're not completely blocking ourselves from things that could be right there in front of us, that could be so easy to attain, but we're the only reasons why we haven't attained it yet. The goal is to really just focus on being able to unleash your greatest potential, focus on just that personal development, focus on all of that so that when outside forces do come, it doesn't knock you down as hard. It's just like, okay, a little stumble versus like, oh my god, I'm starting from square one, I'm on the floor, I'm dead. Like, no. Try to be able to build that foundation within yourself so that when outside forces do come, it's not as difficult. You know what's funny? I'm actually gonna link down below a unrelated video to me or to really this whole concept, but it's about self-care. And it's from actually a booktuber. She's also studying psychology. And she made a video about self-care and the importance of self-care. And I really feel like that this could actually be something that makes sense with what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna actually link it in the description bar down below. If you're interested in that, I highly recommend you check it out. But other than that, that is it for this topic this week. Something else that I really think would be helpful is if you guys have not already downloaded the free Mindset Shift Starter Pack, I'm going to be linking that down below as well. And if you haven't seen the videos that came before this, watch those as well. It's just like, it's all to just be able to build up that foundation inside of you. So I'm going to be linking all the things down below. And you know what? Actually, pause. I didn't give you an action step. This week's action step is going to be take everything that we spoke about today and really see in your life where you may be blocking your own blessings and figure out for you what would be the best step for you to be able to take to now unblock yourself and to not continue to do that habit that you're always doing with yourself. As usual, I'd like for you to write it down, take a picture of it and post it on Instagram and hashtag stop blocking your blessings. Tag me at Ali the Life Coach so I can see it as well. And just try for at least a week to not do the thing that you're always doing for yourself. Because I know for different people it's a different thing, so I didn't want this week's action step to be like super specific. Only you guys know what it is that you're doing to block yourself. But now we are actually officially done. You can follow me on Instagram at Ali the Life Coach if you'd like to see more of me or motivational posts or my daughter, whichever one you want to see. And if you have any questions in regards to coaching or anything that we spoke about today, you can email me at contact@AlyssaHallCoaching, or you can also go to my website at AlyssaHallCoaching.com. And lastly, if you would like this content in audio form, I have a podcast called Take That Leap, and it is on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. That is it, guys. I will see you all next Wednesday for a new video. Bye!